Hi everyone, this is Kevin Kotz. I'll be your instructor for lab for History 405, sections 3 and 6, and we will be working on a software database called Zotero, which I have to admit I am totally addicted to and use it almost every single day. Anyway, I just wanted to make a short introductory video just to let you see what I look like since we're a totally online class, and to just briefly go through the syllabus. So I've got the syllabus here. You should be able to get into our Blackboard course. As you know, this is a 1-unit course, and I don't expect you to do any more work than what a 1-unit course will take. So you won't have very much to do each week, but in the end it will all add up, and I think you'll end up with a great database you can use for your other classes. So as I mentioned, Zotero, it's a bibliographic database. It really helps keep track of all of your sources. And Zotero has a 300 megabyte limit, so you can get quite a few sources into your Zotero bibliography that you'll be creating. And Zotero, as we'll find out, you can keep track of books, journal articles, websites, news articles that you find. Really anything that you find on the web, you can have Zotero collect. So I will give you an introductory video on how to set up Zotero and how to do that. The one big bonus that I find students who use Zotero really love is that it can create a bibliography for you. And I've used this. I had an article I sent out just a few months ago and created a bibliography using Zotero, and it was amazing. It saved me hours and hours of work. At the end of this class, you're going to have a database of 45 sources. So there's 15 weeks of class, 16 if you count spring break, which I'm not. You'll be collecting 3 sources every week for your other classes, and in the end you'll have 45 sources. I give you the student learning outcomes, so you'll be able to create a database, be able to collect sources using Zotero, and then create a bibliography. What I'm going to have you do, and I'm going to make a video on how to do this, is normally Zotero, your own Zotero library, is private. So normally you wouldn't be able to see it, you wouldn't be able to search for it through Zotero. However, I had to think of a way to be able to check your assignments, and I contacted Zotero about different, what they thought would be the best way. And so what they would like us to do is to create everything and make it public. So I'll describe how to do this in another video. What I want you to do is when class is over to go back and change your privacy settings to make it private again. I don't think this is a big issue. It's hardly anybody searches through Zotero for individual names, so it's not like someone's going to find your collection anyway. There are quite a few links that the library has created for Zotero. Again, I'm going to be making my own videos on how to set up and how to use it, but if you want to get more detailed information, you can certainly click on all of these links. They're actually really useful. So in terms of grading, so 1-unit class, it's going to be pretty easy, I think. We're going to be collecting 45 sources. That'll be 95% of your entire grade. So what I'm going to do is, I don't think I put this in the syllabus, but I will let you know a few weeks ahead of time when I will be checking up on your database. So the first time I'll be checking on it, we'll say maybe week 3. At the end of week 3, I expect to see 15 sources because you collected 3 a week. So if you've got 15, you'll get 100% or an A for this section. If you have 10, you'll get a 67 just based on percentages. Now, I do want to note here, I'm not going to go back to these different weeks to check on things if you give the correct number next time. So say if you, in week 5, you should have 15 sources. If that's correct, 5. Yes, 15 sources. If in week 3 you didn't have the correct number, I won't be moving that particular grade up to 100%. So I hope that makes sense. So just make sure everything is done when I ask you to have it done. And at the end, I'm going to ask you to write a very short reflective essay on what you've learned about Zotero and how you're going to use it. What I've done here in the syllabus, again, fairly easy, what you should be doing each week. So in the first week, I want you to set up your account. And again, I'll have a video on how to do that. Make it public. And then I will show you how to collect sources through the library. And I want you to start collecting 3. And then I also want you to, because I need a way to search for your name, I want you to put the name that you're using on your Zotero account in a Google Doc. That way when I go to grade, I can search for your name, bring up your database, and then count the number of sources you're doing. So each week is almost the same. Week 2, collect 3 sources. In week 3, I'll do a brief video on how to add notes and tags to your sources. And I want you to add this to 6 of them. And then collect 3 more. And then so on. In week 6, if you've got PDFs on your computer already, you can drop and drag them into Zotero. It's not the easiest thing to do, and sometimes it's not very accurate, but you can do it, and I want you to practice that this week. In week 9, you can actually use your phone to scan materials into your database, and so on. At the very end of the excuse me, at the very end of the class, I want you to create a bibliography using Zotero, so you know how to do that, and then write your short reflective essay. At the end of the syllabus, there's a departmental statement that we worked on as faculty in the history department, so make sure you read through that. Be sure you read through the academic dishonesty link and what it means if you commit academic dishonesty in this class. If you've got a documented disability, please contact me and I'll make sure I do everything possible to make sure you succeed in the class. Here's a link to Student Center for Academic Achievement, which you probably won't be using for this particular class, but it's there if you need it for your other classes. Title IX information, very important. If you feel that you've been discriminated against or harassed by anybody at the university, tell somebody. So you can either talk to me or you can talk to somebody in the Title IX office. And then finally, I give you the emergency information for the university. So again, if you have any questions about anything, please don't hesitate to contact me by email. I'm pretty fast about getting back with email. I can also set up a Zoom link if we would like to meet by Zoom and have an appointment. We can do this with just one of you, or if a group of you want to get together and just chat about the class. We can certainly do that. So see you this week.